Welcome to I Say Yes and with Alicia Larson, the podcast where we dive into all things spiritual and watch as we grow as humans and expand as the powerful spiritual beings we know we are. Let's dive in. Hello and welcome to this latest episode. I'm Alicia and I'm an amazing healer that brings light and love into grief experiences that so many of us experience, because that is a human experience. Today, as I was actually speaking with a mentor of mine, I received this beautiful download around the word just. And so I wanted to create an episode of my podcast around that as well, because I think this is something that many of us have experienced or are experiencing right now. Now, here's the thing. I know that there are often times when we maybe send an email for our job or we're talking to someone and we use the word just. And it's used in a way that is almost minimizing or allowing us to create an excuse around a situation. For example, if I'm in a job where I need to reach out to someone to clarify something, I might say something like, hey, just want to clarify, instead of just saying, needing you to clarify XYZ. You know, we're using that just because it's as if we're creating a space that's like, oh, I'm not wasting your time. I just have these little things, these little points that I want to express. And so I was sharing this amazing idea that I had. And in having that amazing idea, I started to use the word just. Like, I'm just creating this thing that's just going to do this, and it's just going to shift the energy for all of these people. And then I was like, wait, why? No, like, that is life-changing. Like, what I'm creating is a beautiful experience for people who have experienced grief in this way. And it's not just, it's like uplifting their life. It's creating this beautiful expansion. And was a beautiful upgrade and pivot that I received in that moment. And so as I was sitting there, I said, okay, I want to remove the word just from my vocabulary so that it no longer is creating like this limiting thought, this like, it's just this small thing, don't worry, like no need to worry about this or that. And so it just created this beautiful expansion of like, wow, okay, owning what I'm doing and owning what you're doing can be such a beautiful upgrade for all of us. Here is what I'm creating. So I've talked about this before, but I am creating this beautiful group program that is for anyone who has experienced a level of grief in their life and they no longer want it to define them in a negative way, and they want to say yes to love and light during that experience, to create a connection with their loved one who may be on the other side, but also to create just a feeling of love instead of the feeling of loss and pain. And so I'm creating this beautiful group program that is like absolutely what I wanted in my life when my aunt passed away, when my mother passed away. Like, this is what I was like, I have to feel this way so much. And I went to grief counseling and I had a therapist and I wasn't getting what I was needing. So like, what I'm creating right now is what I needed like 2 years ago, what I needed 3 years ago. And so it's not just this group program, but it is a beautiful group program for anybody who has experienced loss within their life and they no longer want that to be the definition of their day-to-day life. They want to step into their possibility and they want to be like, I acknowledge that I miss the human that is no longer here. I miss that human connection, but I also don't want to feel this sense of loss and pain and the chokehold that grief often has on us. And so it's this beautiful space for us. And so Is there anyone out there who has sat down and done something and they realized that they kept adding just, and it wasn't until maybe you looked into it that you thought, oh wow, I'm adding the word just to this because I'm just trying to like get this one little thing, and it's like minimizing the grandeur of what you are because you're not wanting to take up as much space as you deserve. Because here's the truth, all of us deserve to take on space. All of us are great people who deserve as much space as we want in this world. And we get to make those decisions and we get to make those judgments throughout our day. And so that was just this beautiful like aha moment that I had today of, no, I'm not just doing my job. What I'm doing is I'm up leveling myself. I'm getting the thing done. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And so this is just a personal thing. And I just said it again. I just recognized it. I released the word just from this. What I am doing right now is I am upgrading myself on the daily to say, absolutely, I am doing this thing, and absolutely it matters because guess what? I'm a big effing deal, and what people need to know is what I'm creating, and it's beautiful. And I no longer have time in my life for my own limiting, minimizing thought process that I lean into without even realizing that I'm leaning into. And so let me know, are there any other ways that you find yourself using those little like, hey, hey, I know you're busy, but like that kind of language. Is anybody else experiencing those? Definitely let me know. Another thing that I want to share is this another amazing upload idea that I got is to create the space within these lives of me recording these podcast episodes and also to create space for you as well. So as you know, I create space for us to heal within the realms of our own grief to up level. And so what I'm thinking that I want to do is to also hop on my lives here on TikTok, or maybe I'll go to the other sites from time to time, but to create a space of like, let me invite you in to join me and we can have a conversation. Tell me about who is passed on and tell me about your favorite memories with this person and how you're feeling around that right now. And let's see what happens in that experience of sharing that while also shifting some energy around that loss. And we can channel in some messages from our ancestors and from spirit, and we can just create a beautiful atmosphere because everyone experiences loss and everyone experiences grief. And so that's another thing that I am creating that I'm super excited about. Another thing that I am offering, which will be completely free as well, is I'm going to be creating a small group that is called the Heart of the Holidays. And this is for anyone who experiences maybe the pain of somebody who's no longer with us, and it's the holidays are coming up and maybe that's a challenging time for you, but also maybe you have some toxic family relationships and you've said yes to still spending the holidays with them. So you need some uplifting messages. You need to understand how you can kind of shift the energy, but also maybe how you can allow yourself the authority of saying and creating the boundaries. And if people don't fall within those boundaries, you feel safe and secure enough in who you are and the people that you choose to have around you to say no more. And so that is something that, let me know, comment, let me know if that's something that you're interested in, because I'm creating that space already because November is coming fast and then the holidays roll in, and let's get you ready long before that even happens. And that's going to be an experience that is completely free. It's going to have a space for us where I'll channel daily messages, but also you can ask me questions and I can channel spirit and I can say, here's what spirit wants you to know right now, because there's only I think there's like 77 days left of the year. And so how can we have the best up leveling of the end of this year so that we start 2025 in the most magical way possible? And this is one way that I am supporting you so that you can say, hell yes, I am who I am, and you're either with me or you're not. And good for you if you are, and good for you if you're not. That does not define me. What is defining me is how I'm choosing to live my life. And I know that there are often times we feel like we don't have a choice as to who we can spend the holidays with, because there are so many societal norms around you have to show up for your family because they're your family. You only have one family. And if there's anything we've learned, many of us over the years, is that oftentimes that definition is not of service to us. And I acknowledge that. And I know that, there are breakups that happen over the holidays that bring challenges. And there are, like I've said, people who have passed away, and you're really feeling that loss when it comes to maybe the Americanized Thanksgiving or Christmas or New Year's or whatever you celebrate, is when the flood of emotions come through. And so often we make ourselves wrong for that, and we don't allow ourselves to just say, guess what? This is how I'm spending the holidays. And that's the end of the circumstance. No longer should we have time for asking even our friends, like, hey, do you think it's okay if I do this? No, how about, you know what? I feel like that situation is not for me right now, and I'm going to listen to that part of me who is saying no, and I'm going to go a different direction. And what other directions can I go? And a lot of people won't like boundaries that we create, but the boundaries are for us. It's not for them. And it's to create safety around us. And I'm all for creating a safe space for anyone who is in need in these areas. And so I'm really looking forward to it. Let me know, what areas are you creating a limiting thought pattern around, and you're adding like, let me just do this, instead of understanding and owning the grandness of who you are and what you are, because you are amazing. If you haven't heard that yet today, let me be the first one to tell you that you matter. You are amazing, and I say yes to this experience and to everything that I'm creating, and I say yes to you following your heart's desire as well. Until next time, I will see you then. Thank you for joining me on this episode of I Say Yes And with Alicia Larson. I hope you feel inspired and empowered to embrace your inner power and manifest the life you desire. Remember, the journey to self-discovery and empowerment is ongoing, and I'm here with you every step of the way. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your feedback helps us reach more souls ready to say yes to their own potential. Don't forget to follow me on social media for more insights, inspiration, and updates on upcoming episodes. Together, we can create a community of empowered individuals living their dream lives. Until next time, keep saying yes to yourself, yes to your dreams, and yes to the power within you. Stay magical and keep shining your light.